we're back with another episode of the Lakers Fast Break podcast. This is Gerald Glassford coming right back at you here from Lakers Fast Break. It's pregame, everyone. The Lakers and the Grizzlies meet up tonight, right there for all of us on playback, playback.tv/Lakers Fast Break. So please join us, playback.tv/Lakers Fast Break, or I will try the simulcast feature once again. And we'll see if we can broadcast that out there to everyone so you can hear us uncut while you watch along with the game right there on playback. What's up, cool bro? How you doing? Hope all is well. Sequoia, right there for all the Star Wars fans out there. It is Gerald Glassford coming right back at you here from the Lakers Fast Break. Pop Culture Cosmos, where we cover the latest news and trends in pop culture each and every week, twice a week, wherever you get your podcasts and our radio stations worldwide. Inside Sports Fantasy Football, where we cover the NFL and fantasy football. Hope you listened to us. You might have won your league. If you did, like me, I won. And hopefully you did too in your fantasy football league this season. Plus also as well, of course, Joe Soro. Hopefully he will join us some point in time today. Whether it's not going to be on the playback, pregame, or postgame, you know he's Ox1947 at LakersBall.com. Plus also as well, of course, he owns a company. If you are in the Southern California area, do yourself a favor. Make that New Year's resolution. What it do, G-Money in chat? There you go, Kurt. Absolutely, absolutely indeed. Kurt the man is in the house. But do yourself a favor. Make that New Year's resolution to change your lawn into something much more magical than it is today by going to Simblades, with a y.com. Plus also as well, of course, our good friends, Laker Tom, you know, since the rumors and innuendo and all the news on Darvin Ham's possible future and all the strife and things going on as far as the Lakers are concerned, we know we've been all seeing it, we're all hearing it, we've been all checking it out on social media and listening to it on other shows and podcasts, including ours. They're finally catching up to us. You know, his trade proposals have gone into overdrive. So go ahead and check out what he's proposing today and each and every day at Lakerholics.com. Plus, check out the 5 Things articles as Jamie Sweet, aka Admiral Akbar himself, recaps the game like no one else at Lakerholics.com. Plus, also as well, our good friends, give them a big shout out. Lakers Corner and Lakers in 5. You know what? Lakers in 5 was on John Costa's Lakers Corner. So go ahead and check out what he said on John Costa's Lakers Corner channel. Plus, also Lakers in 5 channel as well. You know, they do a ton of viewers out there each and every time out. So congratulations on their success. Also as well, Empire Jeff TV closing in on 1,000 subs. Congratulations to him. Continued success. I know he works really hard on what he does, and he has a lot of good friends that give him some support, and we want to give him support by going ahead and telling you out there, if you haven't checked out his show, the Empire Jeff TV channel, please go ahead and do so today, wherever you get your podcasts as well. Plus the Larry Lakers dribbling chit chat. Hopefully Tony B is doing well down under in Australia, and of course the John McCallion channel as well. And speaking of helping people out, you can always help us out by liking and subscribing today to get the latest notifications on when we go live with the latest Lakers Fast Break podcast. Empire Jeff TV is in the house. Absolutely. Been talking Dodgers and Lakers lately. I know that, and I agree with him. You know, the tendency is just to trade. And, you know, in that case, the Lakers first round draft picks are always at the front of the conversation, and like him, I would be very concerned about mortgaging my entire future for players who are not 100% wanted by their other teams. So, you know, it is what it is, but the rumors are rampant. The changes are being asked for. The changes may be being made. You know what's going on with the Lakers going right now as far as the rumors, the innuendo. I'm sure many of you out there saw Shams Charania on Twitter saying about how the internal strife is going up. And recently, in the past, hour or so, David McMenamin put in a full report as far as the response from Darvin Ham, who says he's not worried about all the innuendo and the news reports that are out there that Genie and Rob Pelinka have his back. I'm paraphrasing here, but if you want to go ahead, check it out. I retweeted it at Lakers Fast Break. It's right there. He is not angered by the stories written about his job status and the Lakers' performance in regards to David McMenamin and what he's stated as far as that's concerned. So I've retweeted out there. If you want to go ahead and check it out at Lakers Fast Break. So it is the Lakers in the middle of this homestand hosting Ja Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies. The starting lineup I'm putting right there in the chat as we speak. It is Austin Reeves, the newly reinstated to the starting lineup. Austin Reeves, Taurean Prince, the guy with the big fat zero, Cam Reddish, big fat zero on the last games, and LeBron and AD. So we'll see if we can get more than 1 point from Prince and Reddish tonight. Let's hope so. That would be a improvement upon the last game, so we can get a better performance from the Lakers. Hopefully the Lakers, if they were presented with the zone in 40 plus possessions like Miami threw at them, they could actually try to, make them pay for doing a zone by competent three-point shooting. I know that's a big ask, seeing how the Lakers just came off of a 13% three-point shooting spree in their last game. But let's see if we can get it, to where they have to respect us from the outside and taking care of the ball. Over 20 turnovers in the last game is terrible. When you can't shoot and you can't keep the ball, that's a bad sign of a bad team. And it was badly coached. Everything was bad in the last game. So hopefully we can get back on track with a win tonight against Ja Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies. Triple J, Jaren Jackson Jr., Desmond Bane, and the whole crew there. Coolbro says, so I know Reeves, LeGoat, and AD, but who are the rest of the starters? Cam Reddish and Taurean Prince, who, Coolbro, give us a combined 0 points in the last game. So that's just a little bit of the problem there. Our offense is still anemic. Our perimeter defense still has issues. So that being said, we need to start getting back on the right track because we're 17-18. We're 10th place in the Western Conference, tied for 10th place in the Western Conference with the Golden State Warriors, who couldn't get the job done last night, at home when they were leading by double digits with 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and they managed to go ahead and fumble it away on a miraculous half-court shot by Nikola Jokic. What a surprise indeed. But it is the Lakers Fast Break. Truly appreciate you joining us. I will be going ahead and simulcasting the playback.tv/Lakers Fast Break live coverage, so you will see and hear us in all of our NSFW glory. Yes, it will be there as you can hear us. I'm going to go ahead and post it on all of our various social medias so you can actually see what we do during the game and react and hear. And I will try to go ahead and follow along with the comments. It takes a little bit because you have to look off of playback, what's going on YouTube, Facebook, etc., etc. So I will try to do my best to go ahead and monitor all the chat as well. Kurt Affair says, everyone like and subscribe so that Gerald has something to smoke about today. I don't know where you get this thing where I smoke. No, I know of our crew and of our panelists, Kurt, I know which ones smoke and I know which ones don't, and I am the one that don't. It's too expensive a habit, man. I can't do that stuff. And plus, smoking cigarettes is bad for you as well. Believe me, I am the guy who will not advocate for smoking. If you smoke, it's all on you. If you smoke marijuana, it's all on you. That's good. By all means, it's up to you want to do it. It's legal. Should be legal across the country. Fine. No problem. But smoking cigarettes, that stuff is cancer sticks, man. Those stuff kill you. That's all I'll say. But again, it's the Lakers Fast Break. Truly appreciate joining us. It is the Lakers and the Grizzlies. We're still waiting for the stream to come up on playback for the ESPN feed going on tonight. So it's going to be a nationally televised game. Let's hope it's a better outcome for the Lakers tonight. Doobie, Lakers about to get smoked. Yeah, I shouldn't have put that word out there, smoke, but Kurt Affair started it. Kurt Affair started it with the smoking indeed. But I will say, though, that Sharky says, Gerald, the worst team. The Lakers are not the worst team in the NBA. They're playing pretty badly. I mean, 3-9, I believe, is their record since the IST, the wonderful IST, the wonderful in-season tournament and cup that I was much maligning for so many weeks and periods before then, which I was not happy about the Lakers playing an extra game and, I don't want to put it all on the ice tea because, that blame game is gone. Because that's the thing. That's probably what really got this thing started as far as local media, national media really started to go ahead and put out the Darvin Ham is going to go scenario is his comments in the last game in regards to, the same old excuses. We don't have a healthy roster. We don't have the consistent lineups. That's a bunch of hogwash. Again, Miami has had more lineup changes this season than the Los Angeles Lakers. And they didn't even have Jimmy Butler in the lineup, and they kicked our butt. Last year, the Lakers had, I believe, more lineup changes than virtually anyone, or they had more lineup changes than anyone, and they went to the Western Conference Finals. So it's about who you're putting out there and when and how they're complementing each other. And whatever Darvin Ham is thinking or doing, it is not working. His mixtures of different players with different skill sets at different times is not working like it did in that run on the way to the Western Conference Finals. So it is something isn't working right now. You can obviously tell just absolutely terrible as far as ball management. There's no movement in the offense. I've said this repeatedly. If you watch me on playback, I said this repeatedly. I scream. No ball movement, no man movement. Uh, this soft pick and roll, even the soft pick and rolls by LeBron and AD, when they do them, which is rare, but they do them, works. It's effective. Just think if they actually committed to a pick and roll offense between those two. Just think if they committed to rolling to the basket for the other players instead of standing out there waiting to go ahead and brick another three. Just imagine what it would be like if they had a full motion offense, ball or man. Just imagine how much easier it would be to get baskets for a team that has one of the lowest rated offenses in the NBA. So Sharky says the team bench ain't in fire, ready to substitute. Well, the bench has been, at times really disappointing. All these players that we picked up as far as the offseason have not performed. I know over the course of the summer, we pointed that out. We did spotlights on each and every individual player, that the new addition, and we had the highs and the lows. And there have been quite a few lows and not very many highs so far this season with all of them. So very disappointing, especially, Gabe Vincent. He's been hurt throughout virtually the entire season. Christian Wood has not performed to the level many had hoped he would be performing at. And, you could throw out inconsistent minutes, rotations, et cetera. But these excuses, they start to get old after a little while. They start to get stale. So it's now put up or shut up time, because LeBron, last game he did terrible. It was an absolutely terrible game for LeBron. But outside of that, and I understand people pick on his defense still, but for a 39-year-old player, for the most part this season, he has played outstanding. AD for the last 6 weeks plus has played outstanding. He has given you that consistency that everyone out there, including myself, has asked for. And we have not rewarded him around him, or the team has not rewarded them around them, the kind of consistency that they need. Now, with Austin Reeves back in the lineup tonight, as far as the starting lineup, second game starting since November 8th, hopefully it can pick up the offense, but we need to go ahead and have more than that, because obviously him scoring 17 to 20 outside of what LeBron and AD is just not getting it done. Mr. Manners says trade everyone except for Max Christie. Mr. Manners, Max Christie would probably be for me one of the first to go, because I think Max Christie does have a future in the league. I just don't think it's with the Lakers. I just don't think he's ever going to find the consistency with the Lakers that a lot of people were hoping for when we paid a lot of money to go ahead and draft him, because we did pay to move up in the second round or get a second round draft choice to get him. We paid to move up to get Maxwell Lewis, who's done absolutely nothing for us this year. A lot for the G League, but nothing for us at the big level. So our draft choices have been awful as well. So that's something, again, Rob Pelinka, who we had talked about on this show for years, as not being able to give you out there, or give LeBron and AD out there a consistent lineup surrounding them, until he saved himself with a what at that time was a presentable and good deadline, has got a lot of work on his hands, and we'll see if he can actually pull off two good trade periods in a row, or if he will, if he'll just stick it out with his team. We'll wait and see. But for now, looks like Darvin Ham is very confident in his position. Should he be here today to discuss this before the game? Is a good man indeed. It is Laker Nick, and Laker Nick, great to have you here. Sharky says, I'll show in G League. Okay, absolutely, man. Go for it. South Bay Lakers. Absolutely. Have fun. South Bay Lakers, indeed. But Laker Nick, great to have you here, my friend. Lakers game is going to go on in just a few minutes. But your thoughts, my friend, on what's going on with this current Darvin Ham situation?
Yeah, Gerald. I'm glad you brought up that topic. I'm first of all, I am questioning Darvin Ham's confidence in his job, for the mere fact that unless you've heard otherwise, I have not seen either Rob Pelinka or Jeannie Buss or anybody else involved in Lakers leadership actually come forward and give a vote of confidence to Darvin Ham. I haven't seen the same to be said by other, marquee players like Anthony Davis or LeBron James. And so I'm unsure, why Darvin Ham is saying what he's saying. Maybe they did tell him that behind closed doors, but if these people aren't saying it publicly, I think that speaks volumes. No pun intended.
But you're the guy that always gets us the lead on what's going on Twitter, my friend. So when it comes right down to it, I know you saw the recent comments made within the past couple hours to Dave McMenamin, and he put it out there in full. You know, it's getting a little bit serious when he has to put out full page, 2-page statements by Darvin Ham so that the quote is gotten there directly. Darvin Ham doesn't seem concerned right now. Should he be?
Um, I think so. I mean, the Lakers are, 2-8, even from let's even assume, right, that
Three and
if he
nine since the IST, or 3-10, something like that. Yeah.
yeah, Gerald, so like let's even assume that everything was all you know, roses and peachy in the locker room, which we know it isn't, but let's assume that everything was harmonious and people were getting along. A record that is 3-9, 3-10, or 2-8, whatever it may be, if you have a losing record, um, there shouldn't be a lot of confidence. Like a lot of us that have jobs, we're in the results business, and Darvin Ham certainly is as well. With a coach, your success is measured in wins and losses, and he's been losing a lot lately. His lineups have been inconsistent. His coaching has been inconsistent. He's trying to pin it on injuries and people being out of the lineup and being unavailable, but he needs to own up to his own mistakes. I think that's what bothers me the most, right, Gerald? I don't think I've seen Darvin Ham take ownership of some of his own mistakes and wrongdoings on the floor, and I think that needs to be highlighted.
I agree with you. I mean, it's always excuses. Excuses here, excuses there. It's the IST. The guys are tired. The guys have been injured. The guys starting lineup changes. As I mentioned in the pregame so far, my friend, the Lakers had more starting lineup changes than virtually anyone in the NBA last year, and they made it to the Western Conference Finals. Even through all that bad period we went through, even with all the trade deadline fiasco and everything that went down after that, we got it together and still had more starting lineup changes than anybody out there. And last night, excuse me, on Wednesday, we played a team that has had more injuries and starting lineup changes than us, and they whooped our butts. So I don't know. These excuses, it's just not going there. I'm getting to be more like Joe, where it's just not working anymore. It's just, you know what? You're not taking, like you said, you're not taking ownership of exactly why you were having the problems that you're having.
No, that's exactly right, Gerald. And that being said, when you and I speak about Darvin Ham, aka Pockets, taking ownership, we're certainly not saying that Ham is the only person to blame here. The players themselves, and up and down the organization, there's a responsibility to be shared. And especially just listening to the show last night, Gerald, and you brought up this stat, and I think it should actually be front page news, really. And a lot of other shows and journalists have overlooked it. But the fact that Jared Vanderbilt, as a professional NBA player, has an average of about 2 points per game so far this season and is shooting 7% from behind the arc. Granted, he's been out. Granted, he's been out for a portion of the season, but how, Gerald, how could he actually average that as
You
a
and I
player
could average 7% from the 3-point line right now.
right now without any conditioning, without any training camp, Gerald? I'm pretty sure you could average 8%. But um, yeah, but Gerald, like my question is how as a player like Jared Vanderbilt, and again, I'm a fan of Vanderbilt's defense. I think what he's supposed to be a solid rotational player, but how could you have those stats when you are supposed to be a solid rotational player?
He scored 38 points. He's been here and in the back in the lineup. I know he still had issues with his feet and his bursitis, all that, even coming back, like Laker Nick. But he's been in the lineup now for about what, close to a month. Let's just call it a month right now, what it is. And to shoot that low of percentage, to score only 38 points, to be petrified every time he goes into the lane, absolutely petrified of going to the basket. It's not a pretty sight. And then you have on top of it, as I talked about, the starting lineup hasn't changed. You have only 3 of the 5 players in your starting lineup scored points in the last game. That tells you right there how anemic this offense truly is for the Lakers.
Yep, that's exactly right, Gerald. And AD and LeBron. In the past we could have said, "Hey, I don't know, AD isn't available. He's being injured. He's just not being consistent." But that hasn't been the case so far this season. LeBron did look every bit of a 39-year-old in the last game.
He did.
Uh, Hopefully, that doesn't continue. But the point being is that AD and LeBron, they need help. They need it soon. These players aren't delivering that help. Quite honestly, I thought they would be, and definitely, and up until you pointed out these stats, specifically concerning Vanderbilt. I that stat itself, his performance so far this season, I think it's representative of how underwhelming the supporting cast has been for AD and LeBron in this 2023-2024 campaign.
Once again, it is the Lakers Fast Break. It is Laker Nick and myself, Gerald Glassford. Thanks so much again for watching, listening. We've got the game coming up here on Playback, playback.tv/Lakers Fast Break. I am going to try again to see if it works out. It worked out pretty well last time as far as the simulcast. So you will be able to, in just a few minutes, once the game starts, I will pop on the simulcast on this outlet, Facebook, and many of the other outlets that were on for tonight's game. But Laker Nick, let me get it back to you. With Ja Morant came back, they got a really great burst in Memphis, won 4 straight. Everybody was talking about them, having that same kind of climb that the Lakers did last year. Then all of a sudden, they started to revert back to their Memphis ways. 1-4 in their last 5, so they're limping coming into the Crypt. There should be no reason why we can't get it done tonight. But let me throw this at you. When it comes to what we saw last game against Miami, Miami threw over 40 possessions with zones. That means for over 40 possessions had zones by the Miami defense. If that's a recipe for disaster for the Lakers, again, I would just be on the Memphis side. What can you do to go ahead and make sure that that doesn't happen the second time around for the Lakers?
Yeah, Gerald, I think just to kind of echo what I said, I think it really is incumbent on the role players to step up. I'm hoping that Reeves, quite honestly, I think he's played well given his role, given the type of player he's been. Hopefully, he's able to continue to contribute. Um, and the Lakers, they need to get some sort of offensive scheme, offensive system going. Obviously, that has been the biggest question mark so far this season, where you know there's seemingly no system. It's iso ball. It's erratic and hectic three pointers from seemingly half court. So we need to put a stop to that. But that said, if the Lakers are able to get rebounds and really protect the glass, I think they have a chance on beating the Grizzlies tonight. Even with the Grizzlies and how inconsistent they've been this season, I don't think that this will be an easy game. I think it's still going to be a challenge, and the Lakers need to be alert, take care of the ball, limit turnovers, and again get a offensive system going.
The last thing I'll ask you, my friend, is that I just wanted to let you know honestly, because I'm a little bit tired, man. I'm a little bit tired coming in here and I'm preaching the same thing. Joe said he gets tired of repeating the same thing. This team went to the Western Conference Finals last year based on a lot by their defense, decent rebounding, getting over in transition, a lot of transition, a lot of reliance in transition, and getting the advantage to the free throw line. The last two things, transition and getting to the free throw line, have gone away from them this season. They're fast breaking nowhere near what they did at the end of last season, and they are not getting the free throw advantage they once had over their other teams. So let me hear your thoughts on what that can be done as far as correcting, because I think that should be a great part of their game once again.
Yeah, Gerald. I think that part of getting into the free throw line, especially given the NBA game and the nature of the officiating now, is going to be trying to get more into the paint. And I think that the Lakers, they have size, they have players that have height, they have mass, and to a large degree, I think over the course of the season, the Lakers have been played to that advantage. I almost feel like the Lakers have been trying to forge an identity that emulates other teams, and trying to be a great three-point shooting team. And we've seen it so far this season that that hasn't been the case. Gerald, you have the stat, but I believe in the last game, what was it? They only made three pointers, like three
Thir-
three
thir-
pointers.
yeah, 13% overall from behind the
Yeah,
arc.
yeah, so just even slightly better than Vanderbilt's average, right?
Yep.
And I think they shot what, 30 or how many?
They shot right around 30. Yes.
Yeah,
They're usually going 29 to 32 is what their usual rate. And yeah, shooting 13% on that plus 21 turnovers is a recipe for a loss.
right. And so when you're shooting that poorly, obviously I'm not saying that the Lakers shouldn't shoot any three pointers at all, but when you're shooting that poorly, it's a clear sign that that's just not your strength. That's not your game. And the Lakers, what strengths this roster has is that they do have physical size. And to the extent they can, and to the extent pockets it's able to, he should leverage that size and try to work more in the paint in the mid range.
Once again, it is Laker Nick along with me, Gerald Glassford. Thanks so much for watching and listening. Truly appreciate it. I also want to go ahead and mention Rui Hashimura is out still with the left calf strain. And of course, D'Angelo Russell's still out with a bruised tailbone. And you know about Gabe Vincent being out with his knee issues. The game is coming up here on playback.tv/Lakers Fast Break. Please join us. But if you can't join us there, I will have it up in a couple of minutes on all of our different social media outlets. Any last thought, Laker Knicks? Any last thoughts, Laker Nick, before we head on out?
Just hoping for a win, Gerald. Like I said, I don't think it's going to be an easy game. But I'm hopeful that the Lakers are able to pull this out. I'm hopeful that LeBron, has another vintage performance, and we don't see return of father time, so to speak. And so, and hopefully the Lakers start righting the ship. I know that there's probably a contingent of Laker fans, probably part of me included, that would want to see Ham go, and part of that would mean that the Lakers should continue losing. But as a Laker fan, I obviously don't want the Lakers to lose. If we could win and Darvin Ham could go, that'd be great news.
That would be great news indeed. The Lakers did win the tip, so they start off. LeBron has the ball right now. We're heading over to playback plus also as well. We will simulcast this in just a couple minutes on all of our outlets. AD has scored the first couple points. Laker Nick, can I see you and expect you on playback sometime this evening?
Yes, I'm aiming to join, Gerald. Hopefully, we see some other faces. Like Joe Soro, maybe even Stone will stop by. But it's always a great conversation, and hoping that some of the LFP community also shows up, both on YouTube with the various platforms, and obviously Playback TV slash Lakers Fast Break as well.
Absolutely. Sounds good, my friend. I'll see you in a couple minutes. And I will see everyone on playback.tv/Lakers Fast Break or simulcasting right here. Don't forget, we have the world's best Lakers post game and the world's best Lakers community. Thank you so much for being part of what we do each and every time out right here at the Lakers Fast Break Podcast.